Today's Namaste Yoga is an add-on to the Cultural Conditioning series and is called The Myth of Perfect Health. Hello and welcome to episode 308 of Namaste Yoga. I'm Dr. Melissa West, and thank you so much for the honor of welcoming me into your home for the next hour as we journey into our innermost home. I really appreciate you taking this hour for yourself. As we practice yoga together, we are adding on to the Cultural Conditioning series, and today we are practicing a class called The Myth of Perfect Health. And of course, the joke is on me today because as I have just made the connection, I planned this class earlier this week, and today I've woken up with a sore throat. So, so it's kind of it's kind of funny that the theme of today's class is just right here for me today. So you'll see as we go along. So I have a testimonial from Lynn from our membership community. She said, "Hi, Melissa. I just finished a yoga session and came downstairs to find number 307 in my inbox, and I've just sat down and watched it. I'm totally blown away. I enjoy each of the classes. Some resonate with me more than others, and I usually take something away from each one. But this one, I absolutely love the moon salutations. The strength of them, the poses, warrior, trikonasana, goddess victory, the smooth flow, and the connection to the female vibe of it. Very rarely do I connect with the reading or teaching in a class on a first sitting." I think that's really cool that she allows herself more than one sitting to connect with the teaching, because there's a lot in the teachings, and so I think it's good to be open to more than one sitting through the teachings. Some of them it might take more than one for sure. Usually it takes a while, but this time every word meant something, as if they were aimed at me. I felt that this class could have been made for me. It's exactly where I am in my life at the moment, at a rebirth. Things that have happened over the past few years have totally changed my life, shaken me up, made me move forward. Extremely painful, but also in a way exciting too. A lot of the classes I've done with you recently have been about acceptance, looking forward, cycles, and reevaluation. And they've opened up some surprising avenues of thought for me. This class for me at the moment is the bringing together of so many things. Obviously, I know that you didn't do this one for me in mind, but thank you so much anyway, and I hope it feels the same for many other people. Namaste. So thank you, Lynn. I really appreciate you taking the time to give me your feedback on the class. I love hearing from all of you and your experiences with your yoga practice. You can leave your comments in the membership community or on YouTube, or leave your 5-star reviews and comments on iTunes and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So thank you so much. Thank you to Squeeze Yoga Clothing for my clothes. Today I'm wearing a brand new Just Be top. I really like this new bamboo color. It's in a denim color. I love the casual color of it. And then I'm wearing the long navy blue leggings. And also thanks to Dusky Leaf for my props today. You're going to need your yoga mat, and we're going to use a bolster today to start. And we're going to start right now with that. So what we're going to start with is supported fish pose. So you can take your round bolster and place it at the top of your mat lengthwise. And you're going to rest back over your bolster with your head and part of your rib cage on the bolster. And I placed the bottom of the bolster at the base of my rib cage. and then rest my arms out to the side. And what I want you to do is just adjust the base of the bolster so that it feels okay for your low back. And that's going to be different for everybody. So adjust it to make it feel good for your back. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it fall out of your mouth. And allow yourself to land here now. You may also want to put a small cushion or folded blanket underneath your head, especially if your chin is higher than your forehead, if you're experiencing any tension in your neck here. And you're going to stay there, and I'm going to sit up and just talk you through our focus here for the beginning with as you rest over the bolster and supported fish. So begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And you'll probably feel your first few breaths into your heart center because that part of your body is being opened as you rest over your round bolster. Feel your chest opening. And then allow your breath to start to move down into your belly. So as you breathe in, follow your breath all the way down into your belly. And as you breathe out, allow that breath to stay grounding and pooling into your belly center. Resting over your bolster like this is great for opening up your heart center, opening up your chest, especially when we spend so much time in chairs, rounded over cell phones and computers. And it's really great to improve your posture. Continue to stay connected with your breath. And we're going to add a metta phrase, a phrase of loving kindness that's going to connect us with our teachings for today. And the phrase is one of my favorite phrases of loving kindness. And this phrase is, may I be at ease with what comes and what goes. So as you breathe in, you repeat silently to yourself, may I be at ease with what comes and what goes. And as you breathe out, you repeat that phrase, may I be at ease with what comes and what goes. So repeat this phrase with your breathing as you breathe in and down to your belly, allowing that breath to pool down and into your belly. May I be at ease with what comes and what goes. May I be at ease with what comes and what goes. Okay, and then take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it fall out of your mouth. And bend your knees. Roll to your right side and slowly make your way up to all fours to a quadruped position. And we're going to do a little bit of cat pose, Marjarasana, to warm up your spine and bring some real awareness to what's happening in your hands in particular. I want you to pay attention to today. So you're going to place your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Reach out into the webs of your hands. And you're just going to lift and lower your hands and bring awareness to the sensations of your palms on the ground. And yes, this is going to stretch out your hands because our hands are always in a contracted position as we text keyboard and mouse. So do this in a way that works for you. Be gentle with yourself. And then you're going to go into the cat pose. So you're going to exhale and round. And breathe in and arch. Breathe out and round. And breathe in and arch. And see how many of the vertebrae of your spine you can tune into and bring awareness to. See if there's parts of your spine that you feel maybe numb, or if you were visualizing that maybe feel absent, and see if you can tune into and start to bring awareness to them. You can start to fill in those gaps. Then from here, we're going to come into pigeon pose. So you're going to slide your right knee forward to your right wrist, reach your left leg back and long, and then fold forward over your bent right leg. And be aware of any sensations in your body, so any strong sensations, breathing into them and being present with them. I'm just going to give you an alternative to pigeon pose. So an alternative to pigeon pose will be, I'm just going to take this off because it's warm in here. Oh, did I not? Okay, so an alternative to pigeon would be eye of the needle on your back with your right ankle crossed over your left thigh. Okay, so especially if you have any knee issues, this can be a better position for you. And then we're going to come up and we'll do pigeon on the other side or eye of the needle on the other side, whichever works better for you. So you're going to slide your left knee forward, reach your right leg back and long, and then fold forward over your bent left leg. Or pigeon or eye of the needle on the other side. And again, just bringing awareness to what might be a strong sensation on this side. And then you can release and let this go. And we're going to make your way up to a comfortable seated position. And we're going to do a mudra when you come to seated. So I'm going to sit on a meditation cushion today, cross-legged. You can sit kneeling on a block or sitting in a chair, whatever works best for your body today. And if you need the support of a wall behind you too, you could use that as well. So this is a really simple mudra. It's like the Gyan mudra, but it's called the Vairagya mudra. And you connect your thumb and your index finger, and then the only difference between the Gyan mudra is that you place your other three fingers together. And then you rest it on your lap, palms up. Okay, so that should be fairly simple. And it improves your memory. It imparts a sense of balance and equanimity. It increases your mental and emotional flexibility. That's why I chose it. And also the other reason why I chose it is that it improves your ability to flow with changing circumstances. And also it serves as an energy seal during meditation. So you're going to sit with this and sit back on your sit bones with your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let it fall out of your mouth. And just prepare yourself mentally to receive the teachings for today. And just like with the readings at the end, you can allow yourself to receive what makes sense for you, and you can just let go of what doesn't resonate for you as well. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the class today, this is an add-on to our cultural conditioning series. And cultural conditioning is a social process in which authority figures such as our parents, professors, politicians, religious leaders, peers, and the media define our cultural values, beliefs, ethical systems, and ultimately the way we perceive ourselves in the world. We tend to buy into the myth that perfect health is something that we can achieve, especially as yogis. Perfect emotional and physical health is definitely something that we strive for as yogis. Through our yoga practice, we tend to our physical bodies with the intention of alleviating physical pain and suffering. We also practice yoga to ease our anxiety and stress. And it's not that there's anything wrong with this. In fact, many yogis, including myself, and I'm sure yourself as well, have alleviated a lot of their suffering through yoga. The problem comes when we get attached to the outcome and find ourselves striving for results. We need to bring awareness to this part of our practice as well. So let's put this in a bit of a cultural context. Healthcare in 2015, the total healthcare expenditure in Canada is expected to reach $219.1 billion, or $6,105 a person. And then I was having a harder time coming up with more recent statistics for natural health care, but a 2007 survey done by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of more than 23,000 adults nationwide reported that Americans spent $34 billion on alternative healthcare medicine, including naturopathic doctors, traditional Chinese medicine doctors, chiropractors, and herbal remedies. So whether it be allopathic or naturopathic, we are being sold that we can cure ourselves of whatever ails us. And a lot of money is being spent on that. Illness, whether it be physical or mental suffering, is part of life. As BKS Iyengar says, and this is our quote of the week, yoga allows us to cure what cannot be endured, but it also allows us to endure what cannot be cured. Through our yoga practice, we can learn how to be with our suffering, whatever form it takes. So I'll give you an example. I I suffer from migraines, and I was getting attached to the fact that I've gone quite a few weeks without having a migraine recently. And then yesterday, yeah, see, but we can get attached to the results too. And then yesterday I had one, and it was like, when I go through those stretches where I don't have them, it gets like, oh, I'm never going to have one again. But, it's just probably that's where the attachment comes in, and then it adds to the suffering of suffering when I have one again. And I think, instead of just being present to what's happening, then there's this suffering of suffering for having another migraine rather than being present with the pain. So through yoga practice, we learn how to be with our suffering, whatever form it takes. And then today, I thought it was a little ironic that I have this sore throat too doing this class, because illness is just part of life, right? If right now I'm a little run down, it can be, and I'm a little stressed about a few things going on in my life right now.
Really?
Yes. So then it's, that's just normal. That's part of being a human being, that you're going to experience anxiety, stress, physical illness. It's just part of being a human being. It's impossible for your body to be perfectly healthy and free from all disease at all times. As human beings, you are vulnerable to disease at different points in your life. When you experience illness, this is a reminder of your human fragility. Perfect health is never going to be completely attainable. Your wholeness, well-being, or perfection as a human being, therefore, does not mean the absence of all pain and suffering in life, but instead learning how to be with the pain and suffering that you will inevitably experience as a human being. Through mindful awareness, you can notice what is happening in your body, in your emotional experience from moment to moment without judgment. This allows you to see what is happening in your body and emotional landscape as it is without clinging to what seems positive, numbing out when the experience is neutral, and running away from what seems negative. This is what's happening in your body now. This is what's happening in your emotional landscape now. And it won't always be this way. With practice, we can bring a sense of loving kindness and compassion to our physical and emotional experience, whatever is happening. So reflect on these teachings and how they relate to you and your life right now. And begin to form an intention of what you would like to receive from the rest of your practice. What is it that you are trying to create, sustain, release, or rebirth in your life right now? And how can your yoga practice best help you do that? So once you've formed your intention, you can begin to release the mudra from your hands. Begin to wiggle and stretch out, and we're going to make our way up to standing. Okay, from standing we're going to do a Vrikasana, tree pose, which is great for mindfulness because it's a balancing pose, and it will allow you to be mindful of what's happening right now in your body. So stand on your left foot, turn your right toes out. You can keep your right toes on the ground or place it either below or above your knees. Just not on your knee joint. And then take your hands at your heart center. And either you can leave them here at your heart center, which is a little more grounding, or you can take your hands above your head, which is a little more challenging as a balance as well. So just see what works best for you and your body today. Find a point to focus on the ground that's not moving. And then you can release this posture from your body, and we'll do this pose on the other side. So you're going to turn your left toes out this time, and you can either keep your toes on the ground or again below or above your knee, just not on your knee joint. Palms come together at your heart center, and again, you can either take them above or above your head, or you can leave them at your heart center. I like the heart center one. I find it nice and grounding, easier to balance. See what works best for you and your body. And find a point to focus on the ground that's not moving. You can use a chair or the wall to help you with balance. So balancing poses, I think, are great for mindfulness and awareness to bring you into the present moment. And then you can release your posture from your body. And we're going to do Utkatasana, chair pose, which I think is great because it has a lot of sensation in it, which really helps to bring you into the present moment again. So we're doing these poses that help you to be really mindful of the present moment, because I think they help you to... they prevent you from going into that striving, right? Striving, which pulls you into the future, that kind of wanting to make things different than they are. So that's what we're avoiding. So you're going to take your arms, inhale, take them all the way overhead. And then you're going to exhale, you're going to sit back. And then we're going to combine this. We're going to make this into a little bit of vinyasa. You're going to inhale, come up. We're going to combine this with a balancing posture. Inhale, lift one leg. Doesn't matter which leg, because we're going to go back and forth. And then you're going to exhale, sit down. And then you're going to inhale, stand back up, exhale, and lift the other leg. Inhale, sit down. Stand up and lift the opposite leg. And sit down. So this takes real focus, concentration, and effort as you combine your squats with your balancing poses. Great for strengthening your legs. Also, if you had arthritis in your hip joints or knee joints as well. And we'll do one more on each side. Okay, and then you can let that fall out of your body. And we're going to come down, and I'm going to get you to do the same back bend that you did at the beginning of the class, resting over your bolster. So again, just take that few extra moments to adjust where you have the bolster in your low back so that it, in your mid back, so that it feels good in your low back. And you may even want to place an extra folded blanket or a small pillow under your head so that your neck is comfortable as well. And breathing into your low belly. Allowing yourself a few breaths to get there. And then going back to our mantra, may I be at ease with what comes and what goes. Okay, and then from here, you're going to bend your knees and roll to your side and take your bolster and you're going to place it, just pull it down, and you're going to lie down on your back. And we're going to go right into a reclined twist using your bolster as a prop here. So this is funny that this is doing this actually. See how this is rolling? Either next week or the next week, I'm going to do a class showing you when to use a round bolster and when to use a flat bolster. So this is when you use a flat bolster because the round bolster rolls away on you. So I'm going to get the flat one out because the round bolsters are for creating curves in your spine like we just did when you need curves. And the flat bolsters are for when you need something stable, like now, when this isn't going to roll away. So I think this is like a big mystery in the yoga world, why we have flat bolsters and why we have round bolsters. And that's why. There are times when you need a bolster that's going to create a curve and times when it's going to be stable. So I'm going to do a whole class on that actually. This is actually an extra large one. And Dusky Leaf is going to send me another one, like a regular shaped one that people are used to seeing. But this one's amazing because it's so grounding, because it's so big. But see, that sits and it doesn't move, which is amazing. And I know there might be some question about this because I mention them in every show, Squeezed and Dusky Leaf. We do receive props and clothes from them, but that's the extent of what we receive from them. We don't receive a financial contribution from them. It's very kind of them to send us props and clothes, and I know yoga clothes are very expensive, and I couldn't afford to clothe myself this way, so we do appreciate that support that they send us, props and clothes. But just so you know, we don't receive a financial contribution from them. Okay, but I'm excited to do that class for you guys too. So your flat bolster is going to be better here if you have one. You're going to bend your left knee and your right leg is extended. You're going to press into your left foot, tuck your right hip under, and then you're going to put your left bent knee on your flat bolster, which isn't going to go anywhere. And then turn your chest up towards the ceiling and look over your left shoulder. And then this twist is going to release any tension that you may have created from being in the back bend. It's great to release your spine. And just great for your low back. Great for any back pain. And you can go back to that mantra again. May I be at ease with what comes and what goes. And then you're going to roll back onto your back, press into your left foot, untuck your hips. Just pause there for a moment. Allow your spine to untwist. And then you're going to take your flat bolster, put it over on the other side. And you're going to bend your right knee, press into your right knee, tuck your left hip under, and cross your right bent knee over to your flat bolster. Turn your chest up towards the ceiling and look over your right shoulder. And breathing in and out through your nose. May I be at ease with what comes and what goes. And then you're going to roll onto your back, press into your right foot, untuck your left hip, lie on your back for a moment. Allow your spine to unfurl. And from here, you're going to inhale, take your arms all the way overhead. Arc your arms overhead, tuck your chin, exhale, and roll all the way up to seated. And from seated, we're going to do a seated forward fold. It'd be good to have a folded blanket or maybe just a little cushion here to elevate your hips so it's easier to fold forward. Okay, so you're going to bend your right knee in, and you only want to be a little bit elevated so that there's not space underneath your knee. If there's a lot of space underneath your knee, then roll a little blanket underneath there. Going to inhale, lift your spine tall. Exhale, roll your pelvis over your leg bone. And you're going to come forward so that you feel sensation along the back of your legs. You can continue to use that phrase, may I be at ease with what comes and what goes. Then you're going to inhale and come upright. Take a breath when you're vertical. And we'll switch legs. So your right leg is extended and your left leg is bent. Take a deep breath in. Roll your pelvis over your leg bones. Just notice how the side is different and notice your emotional reaction to that too. So there may be this desire for it to be the same as the way you ended on the other side. May I be at ease with what comes and what goes. And then you're going to inhale and come upright. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And then you're going to rest back for Savasana. And I'm going to switch out the bolsters again because You're going to use the round bolster for underneath your knees, so you have that nice round curve for underneath your knees. So tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, turn your palms up beside you, and allow yourself to rest deeply to receive your class, to integrate your practice. And I will sit up to share with you, I have a poem for you today. Today's poem is by Wendell Berry. And if it resonates with you, great, then allow it to just sink in. And if not, you can just let it go. I go among trees and sit still. All my stirring becomes quiet. Around me like circles on water. My tasks lie in their places where I left them, asleep like cattle. Then what is afraid of me comes and lives a while in my sight. What it fears in me leaves me, and the fear of me leaves it. It sings, and I hear its song. Then what I am afraid of comes. I live for a while in its sight. What I fear in it leaves it, and the fear of it leaves me. It sings, and I hear its song. After days of labor, mute in my consternations, I hear my song at last, and I sing it. As we sing, the day turns, the trees move. As we sing, the day turns, the trees move. So reflect on the teachings today and your practice, your yoga. Just notice what stands out to you and what you're taking away with you from your experience and out into your life, off your mat and into your life. And then begin to wiggle and stretch out. Allow your breath to deepen. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And slowly make your way up to seated. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 308 of Namaste Yoga. We're going to finish our practice by gathering in the fruits of our practice first to ourselves and then offering them out into the world with Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Left palm up, right palm down, making space with breath and a sigh. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So if you liked today's show, then give it a thumbs up. If you're watching in iTunes, then please give us a 5-star review or a 5-star rating and a review. That would be very much appreciated. Please leave your comments below. You can share this with a friend, a family member, or a coworker. And subscribe to our channel. We put out a free class every Friday, and when you subscribe, then it will show up in your feed if you're new to our channel. I want to thank our donators for donating this week. This week, Donna was our person who donated this week. We appreciate your support so much in creating our podcast. As I said in the middle, it's you who supports us in creating this show. It's you who give us the financial contribution. The classes are freely given, but they aren't free to create. And as I mentioned in the show, we receive props from Dusky Leaf, and we receive clothes from Squeezed Yoga Clothing, but their support is material, but not financial. They give us things, but not money. It's you that give us the financial contribution that allows us to buy what we need to create the show, that supports us to live here, so that we can live and be able to do this and be able to make the show. So we really appreciate that, and the allowing us to continue to create the show and to give it freely each and every week. So if you'd like to make a donation, you can click here. You can also contribute your time by commenting below. This helps us very much as well. And the question today is, what are you bringing mindful awareness and loving kindness to with regards to your physical and emotional health this week? For me, after this, I'm going to go and have a nap and attend to my throat. And I'm probably going to have a nice soup for lunch. So that's how I'm going to attend to my physical and emotional health. I'm feeling a little run down. I know nap's something I do every day, but I love helping myself that way. It's like how I mother myself every day. Okay, dear, it's nap time. So today we spoke the phrases, may I be at ease with what comes and what goes. And if you would like to receive my favorite phrases of loving kindness, then Braca did a beautiful infographic for you guys this week that you can sign up to receive below. He's been creating the most beautiful infographics for us when you opt in. We've been doing them in our blog posts. We've been doing them every week in Namaste Yoga, and we're just so grateful to his.
Recently.
Yeah, just recently we started doing this, maybe about a month ago. Yeah, we're so grateful to Braca for his design work. His sons just started working for us today too. So, family, yeah, we really. It's great to be able to support his family, Yeah, so there's how your donations help us too. We're able to pay other families and support other families. They live in Serbia, don't they? Yeah. So you're helping us support another family too, which is amazing. Okay, I'm getting off track here. But if you want to receive my favorite phrases of loving kindness, and Brock has put it in a really beautiful form for you, in a beautiful infographic, then there's going to be a link in the show notes, melissawest.com/308. There's a sign-up box in it. It's usually a really bright, different color than everything else on the page. And you can sign up to receive that. That's because Tim's colorblind. Braca doesn't design that part. And if you'd like more support in bringing loving kindness and compassion alive in your life, then you can join our membership community. We have a 3-day loving kindness retreat in our membership community with lectures and meditations, and what else is in that? Yoga practices, and meditations. And I know that was, when I put that together, that was life-changing for me, and pretty much everybody that's gone through that has said it's been life-changing for them as well. So there's a link here to become a member as well. So I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as grounded as the our mountains as strong as our mountains. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forest. Om Shanti. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.